Welcome back to Watches, Whiskies, and Wines, my friends. Thank you very much for joining me again. Today, we're also going to visit some more Glenmorangie. We've done now, I think, 4 different versions. We've done a 10-year, 12-year, 14-year, and now we're going to look at this Nectar D'Or Sauternes Cask. I think it's Sauternes Finish, something like that. Sauternes Cask Finish. So Sauternes is a type of wine that's sweet and it's French, so it's supposed to be delicious, and we're going to see what that imparts on this particular whiskey. We visited a lot about Glenmorangie on this channel. We know about it, so I'm going to touch on it briefly. I'm going to summarize a few different things, and then we'll move on from there. But we're going to look at the presentation. We're going to learn a tiny bit about the history. We're going to, of course, nose it, put it on our palate. I'm going to give you some of my final thoughts. We're going to see what we think. I'm going to pair it up. We're going to go from there. So I want you to sit back and relax, pour yourself a nice drink, and let's get started. Today, we're going to look at this Glenmorangie. Get this Nectar D'Or. I'm not sure it's French. It's Sauternes Cask Finish. And that's like a French wine. That's like dessert wine. That's very sweet and delicious. So I think that's what's going to get imparted on this whiskey. I'm looking forward to that. It's just like when we like the port finish. We like the sherry oak finish. We enjoy that kind of stuff here on this channel. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen here. I think it's pretty cool what Glenmorangie's done with this series of different whiskeys. They've got that 10-year, that 12-year, 14-year. The 10-year is like a bourbon cask only. The 12-year was like the sherry cask, which was the Oloroso, the Jimenez Oloroso. And that gives it like that really strong sherry cask finish. And then the 14-year, that was the port. And so that gives it that port finish, which is another sweet wine. So I'm assuming that we're going to have some of that here in this Nectar D'Or, which means golden nectar. And so I'm assuming that this is going to be gold. I think that's going to be the color profile. And I think even the flavor is going to revolve around that. Maybe like a honeycomb with like a little bit of lemon tart, things like that, citrusy. So we'll see as we, take it out of the bottle and see what we think we put in our glass. You're going to see the signet here. This is the cobblestone. What's funny is the same thing is here. And what we've already looked at in the past. This is actually a beautiful bottle, beautiful presentation. I think they did a great job on this. You see the signet also on the front of this. That's that cobblestone. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, we've already visited that, but we're going to bring everything together in a final episode that's going to kind of talk about all these different versions, make side-by-side comparisons, and see what we think. I think I'm even going to pour them out side-by-side and look at them pretty closely and get an idea of what we think overall. On the presentation side, I would have to say that this looks great. I love gold packaging. I'm a fool for gold, and I like what they did here. This is all embossed, so you can feel it physically. Love that kind of stuff. They've even embossed the signet, which is great. They did it at the top and the side. It says crafted by the 18 men of Tain, distilled in Scotland since 1843. Sauternes Cask Finish. A sweet and sumptuous whiskey aged in bourbon cask for smoothness and finished in rare Sauternes wine cask to create sumptuous sweetness. Really nice. Let's see what it says on the back. Sauternes Cask Finish. Rare cask, special reserve. Our signature spirit distilled in Scotland's tallest stills is aged, like you don't know about this tall stills, the stills that they have. They're as tall as giraffes, 16 feet 10 inches, huge. Something that adds unique flavor, something that adds a unique profile to Glenmorangie. That's how it works there. Is aged first in bourbon cask for smooth, fruity notes. We then finish this single malt whiskey in rare Sauternes wine cask to create sumptuous layers of mellow sweetness. So I like that. Mellow sweetness sounds like something I'm going to enjoy. I think you're going to enjoy too. The Nectar D'Or, and that means the golden nectar. This whiskey enchants with a nose of lemon tart, fresh vanilla pods, orange zest, and coconut. Silken textures lead to taste of warming gingerbread with nutmeg. I love gingerbread. I love nutmeg. That reminds me of Christmas. That reminds me of the holidays. I even make a drink that I'm going to show you guys later on in the channel. That's going to talk about that, not in this episode, but in another episode in the future when we get towards the holidays. I'm going to make some holiday cocktails for you guys because that's what we should do here. Toasted almonds and meringue. Before a sweet, mellow finish, our Nectar D'Or Sauternes Cask Finish is enjoyed across the world. I mean, of course it should be. A sweet and sumptuous dram. The art and science of wood. We were on one of the first pioneers of the art of wood finishing more than 30 years ago. In this time, becoming experts in the craft. With the Nectar D'Or, the La Santa Sherry cask finish, I just did an episode on that. The Quinto Ruban port cask finish, I did an episode on that as well. Make sure to look for it. We share some of the finest single malts created this way. Each of these whiskeys brings new depths of flavor and to our signature spirit. Discover them all at Glenmorangie.com. Cool. All right. Excellent. All right. The packaging is great. Heavy duty. The gold is beautiful inside and out. You know, it's got a little bit of protection here. Let's see what you think of the bottle. I would say that this is a golden hue. Yes. I mean, it's a brown golden. It's like dark golden, but yeah, it's golden. The label's great. Once again, embossed. Love it. I love that physicalness of it, you know. I think that's how things should be. It always feels like a great gift. It feels like something special and great to share with others. Talks about it being a special reserve. Aged in American oak bourbon cask. Finished in rare Sauternes Cask. Talks a little bit about the style and the taste, but you know, we kind of already read all that from the other part of the packaging. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we think. Not quite the pop I wanted, but yeah, a little bit of a pop there. That's nice. This smells great, actually. I'm getting that lemon. Great. Yeah, it comes out gold. Beautiful gold. This is great. This is beautiful. Something nice to pour. Yep. For sure you're getting vanilla. Get a little bit of the oak, but not much. That may be more on the palate. But I like the fruitiness. I like the lightness. I like that citrus. Let's see what we think. Let's put it on our palate. Immediately, when you bring it in, it's sweetness. You know, I would say mellow, but not overly mellow, but there is a bit of a burn. That was unexpected. I didn't think that. I thought the way it was coming in so smooth, I thought it was going to be less of a burn inside, but no, I feel a little bit of a burn. A little bit lingering, nice in the mouth. I'd say the linger in the mouth is actually the best part. It started out kind of strong, but now that it's been given some time to relax, it's actually really nice in the mouth. Giving it a chance to develop, and let's see. I like it. I think it's good. For smoothness, I'd probably put this at a 5 or 6, which is a little disappointing. I thought this was going to be a smoothness, or maybe a 7 or 8. So at that point, it's kind of mid-range. The 14-year was actually smoother than this, and that's the comparison video we're going to have. So now I'm going to bring out some pairings. So today I did a pork rind that's chili limon. So it's got a little bit of chili flavor with lime. I've got my rye garlic chips that I love. This is a Sauternes floral. It's actually got flowers on it, floral dark chocolate. And then I've got one of my favorite thin chocolates that's dark chocolate with sea salt and almonds. So I'm going to start with this first. I mean, good combination, but not perfect. The rye chip is okay. See a little bit of fattiness from the pork rind. That chili with the lime and the pork rind, great. That fattiness really cuts through this. Let's go ahead and try the floral. I'm going to say if I had to make a choice, I'd pick between these two. I'd pick between the floral dark chocolate from Bolivia and then that pork rind with that chili and lime. I think that fattiness is great. I think the fattiness in this as well from Bolivia is great. I think it adds just enough texture to your mouth to cut through this because it's a little stronger than I expected. Overall, I like it. Would I keep this in my collection? Not really sure. I would keep the 14-year, but this, maybe. I love the presentation. I think it smells good and it's great at first on the mouth, but it's a little too rough for what it is. I thought at this price point and the story behind it, I thought it'd be a little bit more elevated. I don't really know what the Sauternes Cask finish did for it. It didn't put smoothness into the flavor, but it did put a lot of sweetness into the first introduction that I had when I first smelled it and put it in my mouth. I want to thank you very much for joining me today. I hope to see you here again. You're my friends. You guys are great. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Please like, subscribe, share. Let other people know what we're doing here. Comment, talk to me. I'm always willing to communicate. I would love to know what else you want to learn about. Thank you very much.